Hello guys, how are you doing today? Are you good? So this class we're going to talk about August 6th, okay? And the text talks about Antonio Park. But before we do it, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and activate notifications to keep improving your English, alright? Let's go! Antonio Park is a TV host of a program, a Canadian program called Chopped Canada, okay? He's also the owner of two famous restaurants, okay? The Park Restaurant and Lavanderia. The text mentions that he learned how to cook from his mother when he was a child and talks about his descent of Korea and where he lived. So he lived in Asuncion and Rio before he moved to Montreal, okay? So let's take a look at the verbs. We have in here to be, to rise, to own, to learn, to cook, to make, to work, to go, to attend, and to grow. Okay? So guys, let's go to the home practice. Home practice are on pages 338 and 339. Okay? In this first exercise, Junior has to say what food is mentioned in the video. Okay? So we have the video mentions sugar, maple syrup, duck, and a sandwich made of maple gazzled bacon. Okay? Senior and master, you have to summarize the video. Okay? So we have it here. The video is an interview with Antonio Park in which he talks a little about his cooking style, his preferences, and also talks a lot about the city of Montreal where he lives. Okay? Now guys, we're going to go to the review. This review, we're going to talk about instructions, okay? When we are talking about instructions, we have to use imperatives, must, should, and have to. Honestly, you don't have to use this, but you can use, okay? So, let's start with the imperative. Imperative gives the idea of an order, okay? We can use the imperative in two possible ways, in affirmative or the negative, okay? In the affirmative, we're going to avoid using the subject, okay? So we're going to use the verb and the complement. And in the negative, we always use don't, the verb, and the complement. Remember that don't, you're going to use even when we have the verb to be, okay? In case of imperative, we always use don't to represent the negative idea, okay? So, we also have should. Should is a modal verb that gives us the idea of suggestion, recommendation, and advice, okay? In all the cases, so affirmative, negative, and interrogative, we're going to have should with these ideas, okay? Then we have must. Must has a slight different idea compared to should, okay? What's the difference? Should give us the idea of advice. However, must gives us the idea of strong advice, okay? And when we use must in the negative form, it doesn't have the same idea. So must in the negative form give us the idea of prohibition, okay? So remember that must we are going to use for obligation or strong advice, and mustn't we are going to use for prohibition, okay? Finally, we have to, okay? Have to give us the idea of external obligation, okay? So what's the difference between have to and must? Must is our personal decisions, okay? And have to, somebody give us the obligation to do it, okay? And when we have negative form, the negative form is not recommended or not suggested, okay? So the idea of have to in the negative, so don't have to or doesn't have to, it's not like mustn't, okay? So we have a not obligation, okay? Now guys, let's take a look at the examples. We have You should learn how to cook to have a healthier life. You must be careful while following recipes. You must not do other things while you are cooking. And you have to cook hard to be able to cook more complex recipes. Okay? So guys, that's it for today. It was a pleasure to be with you. Okay? Don't forget to subscribe the video, leave your comments, come to our live classes, and see you next time. Bye bye.